Good day, everyone. I am Francie Nicole S. Pitiluna from grade 10 Ruby, and today we will be analyzing the short story Appointment with Love by Sulamith Ishkijur. Now, before that, let us know the author of the story. Sulamith Ishkijur. She was an American writer. She was born in London, England, and began writing at an early age. In fact, many of her poems were published by the time she was 10. Like the family in her novel Our Eddie, her family moved to New York City. At Hunter College, she studied languages and history. Now, after we talk about the author, let us tackle about the elements of the short story. First, we have the setting at the Grand Central Station in New York. Second, we have the characters. We have the protagonist, Lieutenant Blanford, the tall young army lieutenant. He is Hollis Maynell's love interest. Lieutenant Blanford is the central character of the story. He is the protagonist as well as the antagonist. He is round and kinetic. Next, we have the confidant, Hollis Maynell, a young woman in the green suit. Is Lieutenant Blanford's love interest. She is also round and kinetic. Last, we have Foyle, the old woman. She is a substitution of Hollis Maynell. She is flat and static. Next, we will be talking about the plot. The plot is divided into 5 stages. The first stage is the exposition. In New York's Grand Central Station, the tall young army, Lieutenant Blanford, is waiting to finally meet the woman he thought he loved for the first time. The second stage, we have the complication. As time went by, he could hear his heart pounding. 1 minute to 6, he saw a beautiful girl wearing a green suit. At first, he thought it was already Hollis Maynell. The third stage is the climax. Behind the girl in green suit showed up a woman in her 40s, wearing a red rose they agreed upon. He was kinda dumbfounded by the thought that it was the woman behind, but he did not hesitate. His fingers gripped the off-human bandage book, which was to identify him to her, and held it out towards the woman. The fourth stage, we have the denouement. As he spoke, the bitterness of disappointment evident in his voice. He then asked the woman if he could take her out for dinner. Now, the last stage is the conclusion. The old woman then revealed that the girl in green suit begged her to wear the red rose, and if he would still ask her out, then she would tell him where she is waiting. Now that we're done talking about the plot, let us talk about the conflict, which is psychological, or man versus himself. It was the moment when Lieutenant Blanford hesitates whether to follow the girl in green suit or to follow the old woman who's wearing the red rose. Now, we have the point of view. The story is written in the third person limited view, with the protagonist, Lieutenant Blanford. The next element we have is the atmosphere and tone. Excitement, romantic, and suspenseful. The The author creates a feeling of excitement as the readers realize something exciting is about to happen. From the time Lieutenant Blanford anxiously waits to meet the woman he has never seen before that claimed it was love, was the beginning of the real mystery. Next, we have the symbolism, the red rose, and the book. The red rose symbolizes the love and passion the lieutenant feels for Hollis. It served its purpose of testing him to see if he was interested in a woman just because of her looks. They met each other through the Of Human Bandage book, which symbolizes that he is Lieutenant Blunford, to identify him to her. Now, the last element is the theme of the story, the strength of true love. Well, the story shows that true love is not based on appearance, but rather on one's character. Lieutenant Blanford passed the test because of his sincerity, faithfulness, and for trusting his true inner feelings and instinct. Now that we're done tackling everything about the elements of the story, this is the ending part of my video. A quote by Lafina Larderaj. It is who you are that matters, and not how you look. Thank you for listening to my analysis about the story Appointment with Love. I hope that you've learned something from it. Thank you. Have a good day. Once again, I am Francis Nicole Espitiluna from Grade 10 B.